The Moshoeshoe Walk, a historic three-day journey that spans 116 kilometers, ended on a high note in the Thaba Bosiu in Lesotho. US President Donald Trump's inglorious comments on the country were the talk of the town at this year's annual hike. In his first speech to Congress since returning to power, Trump said the US would cut aid to Lesotho, adding that it was an African nation no one has ever heard of. The Lesotho government quickly poured cold water in the statement. Our reporter Khotso Sello was there and captured it all.
The walk, which commenced in Liribe, brought together local and international tourists and was led by Queen Masenate Mohato Seiso. King Letsie III commended women for participating in the walk, which coincided with International Women's Day. The Moshoeshoe Walk in Lesotho has grown exponentially since its inception in 2007. Participants descend from all corners of the globe for the grueling 116-kilometer trek. But this year, a cloud hung over the much-anticipated calendar event thanks to US President Donald Trump. Trump called Lesotho a country nobody has ever heard of as he defended his sweeping cuts on aid during an address to Congress. The country's government came out swinging, saying it's not at the mercy of US foreign aid to get its house in order.
The government of Lesotho is working on the alternatives on how we can improve our health sector and not to be dependent on the foreign aid. I can tell you it was a tool that was used by the American community to build its own relations with the rest of the world, not just Lesotho. It was the soft power that the US had with the rest of the world. If the president decides to pull it, countries will still survive. As the African countries, I can tell you, we are more resilient. We will find solutions to all these problems.
Lesotho's Foreign Affairs Minister added that the kingdom will lean on its more loyal partners such as South Africa.
The relations at the higher level are very good. President Ramaphosa, the Prime Minister of Lesotho, the King, His Majesty the King, they have a very good relations. The government of Lesotho and the government of South Africa, we have very good working relations. Indeed, there are people down there who are still doing some illegal activities between the two countries. But that does not distort that much the relations between our two countries. We have to work together to deal with illegal issues. And therefore, I'm saying as the Mountain Kingdom, we are happy, we have a neighbor, we are working together as with South Africa.
During the annual walk, the EU ambassador to Lesotho reiterated the organization's loyalty to Lesotho.
We are here in the spirit of peace and friendship. We are a long-standing, reliable partner of Lesotho and of South Africa, by the way, since you are coming from there. And we will continue to support Lesotho and to continue walk together symbolically and also during these 3 days in real term.
But away from the politics, hikers continue to climb. Thaba is steep. As the sweat drips down foreheads, this is when the realization kicks in that the journey has well and truly begun. Hikers are treated to spectacular views of the landscape. At the first water point, they are already nursing sore feet and ankles. The hikers dig deep to make it to lunch. The overcast conditions and trickling rain is perfect weather for the climb. From there, Thaba Bosiu is the destination. That's where they set up camp for the night. Day 2 is the toughest of the 3-day hike. Torches are a necessity because the walk starts as early as 3 a.m. It's dark, nippy and slippery because of the overnight rain. The leading pack sing songs that go a long way in fighting fatigue and any fears of darkness or wildlife. The climb is steep, energy sapping, but the scenery breathtaking. There are picture-perfect valleys on both sides. A little further, Dipetu, which means collarbones in English. This is the place where Moshoeshoe's grandfather's collarbones were found after he and his entourage were devoured by cannibals on their way to Thaba Bosiu.
When they were here, his grandfather disappeared. And then they spent some time looking for him, only to find that his grandfather Pete then had been caught by the cannibals. Then they killed him and then ate him. So the only thing that they found was the collarbones. So the collarbones in Sesotho, Kidipetu. That is what brought Basotho then to name this place after him. Then they named this place after the collarbones of Pete, which they found after then he had been eaten by the cannibals.
On the way to lunch, the trek becomes steeper and more demanding, but the hikers are not deterred.
No, it's my first time, so it's very amazing. I've met people that I've never seen, and like for me, it's intentionally because I'm taking it as a part of my training. So it is helping me so much, also mentally, because I've never done it before. So I'm very grateful for the Moshoeshoe 2025. I'm from South Africa.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a marathon. Yes, so this is very good. Yes.
And just being able to see the different landscapes and understanding the history behind this entire walk, has it changed your perspective on Lesotho?
Yes, so much, because I've never known the history, what happened to the grandfather, the king. So for me to hear the story, it was so fascinating and very emotional again, because it's what happened is not inhuman. It's so painful to happen to any other person. So I'm very grateful to know the history also, and I'll keep on coming to Lesotho because now I can see the country with the other eye.
After lunch, the demanding trek leads to Madimong. The last day, it's such a bittersweet moment when an intense 3-day hike creeps closer to an end. Most of the hikers are relieved they survived the thunderstorms and aggressive rivers from the night before.
Yesterday it was a different story totally. It was raining cats and dogs after lunch. After a tough day, we were taking 54 Ks. After 23, then we started to push to Madimong. So on our way, we had serious rain and we had to cross the river. My brother, it was not easy because the water was just about the waist size. So we had to make sure that everybody crosses, and even those who have never experienced a river crossing, like walking in the water. So it was a bit tough.
There is excitement in the air as the hikers edge closer to the finish line. The trail has been knee-buckling climbs and walking sticks proved to be gold. The Minister of Tourism, Motlatsi Makelepo, is impressed with the number of foreigners who are part of the historic hike.
The purpose of this event is to ensure that it attracts a lot of people to learn about Lesotho, to learn about our culture, so that even in the future they could plan to make a visit not only when they have come for a walk, to experience the magnificent landscape that we have, to experience the fascinating tourist activities that we offer in the Kingdom of Lesotho.
Song, dance and elation fill the air. The pace picks up as the group approach the cultural village where the closing ceremony is going to be held. The Queen leads. Upon arrival at Thaba Bosiu, the mood changes. Nostalgia hits. There's a lot that will be missed. As the closing ceremony concludes proceedings, the hikers are left with memories that they'll go home with. The faces of the villagers who line the streets every day. The singing, the mental fortitude that carried individuals during the most painful and challenging moments of the walk. The spiritual healing and history that lies beneath the natural offerings of the Kingdom of Lesotho. Most of all, proof that Lesotho is actually a country that many from far and wide actually know about. Dikgomo. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Khotso Sello in Thaba Bosiu, Lesotho.